Nothing. So you're getting nothing? Oh, hang on.
No, testing, one. Okay, so you can hear me but not her. Aha. Why does this? Okay. Nah, I don't think that is a horn switch. Okay, next up. Okay, so the next thing. Okay, testing, 1, 2. I need to step. We might have to forego the mixer, unfortunately. Yeah, we should just. This worked 2 months ago, and then now it just doesn't.
Unless it's like my mic. What? Say something. Hello.
Okay, so that works. Are we both working now?
Yes.
Yes, so...
Yes,
really?
so...
Yes. Okay, so
life?
that works. Okay, so the... Ooh.
Oh.
Split. So it's just splitter cable. That's all. So, for some reason, the mixer can't process both. I don't know why, but if this works, I'm happy with that.
Odd.
So, Emily, just keep talking.
Hello. Welcome.
This.
That
it's
one.
just because it's direct to. So that's your... No, so it's my cable. Oh, no, it's one of our cables. My cable, I think. Then the splitter. Yeah. So the mixer's not, for whatever reason, it's not processing both. But if you can hear us both like this, that's cool. Okay. We just can't hear each other, but I mean,
you're right there. Yeah.
So. Okay. Do you need? Okay, that's a shame. Now, do you need this? Would you like this table for anything?
No, I think I'm okay.
Okay, no worries.
That's
So
yours.
we pulled up your 2 weeks ago.
Yes, we did.
Obviously, Ravens, this is. Actually, now the mix is not working. It's just okay, but think it's 5. It's 5:10. The refs are never out 6 minutes before kickoff. Maybe they think it's 5. So... When you're ready. Good afternoon, NPL Women's New South Wales fans. A big game about to unfold before us here at the Arctic Circle. It's the NPL Women's New South Wales match of the round for round 10. Gladesville Ravens hosting APIA Leichhardt. Joined in commentary by Emily Arnold. And first things, Emily, thank you for rushing over here after the game you just played. How are you?
I'm good. A little bit tired, but ready for some NPL action here.
Yes, and these two teams, which actually do have a rivalry back to the late 2010s, where they were both contenders in the old NPL 2 women's competition, of course now known as League 1 women's, but they played plenty of fierce battles in this division, the top tier, over the last few years, and I expect this evening's contest to be no different. So, before we get underway, and we got the two captains, Annie Dachko for the hosts and host the Ravens, and Ashley Letter for APIA Leichhardt, doing the usual pre-match formalities. Let's go through the two starting lineups. Firstly, for the hosts, Gladesville Ravens, expecting a 4-3-3. In goal for them is number 1, Eliza Coleman. At the back from left to right, number 12, Angelina Scamardella. Number 4, Keisha Allen. Number 14, Teal Kilbride. And number 11, Morgan Roberts. In midfield, number 8, Annie Halls. Number 3, Annie Dachko. And number 6, Gisela Pepino. And up front, number 10, Hannah McNulty. Number 19, Lena Karmas. And number 39, Miku Sunaga. The Ravens are coached by Lauren Phelps. Now for APIA Leichhardt, 4-4-2 or thereabouts for them. We expect in goal is number 31, Jacinta Gulabovsky. The 4 at the back from left to right would be number 13, Jordan Jasnos. Number 24, Christina Kachich. number 5, Maya Lobo, and number 14, Mia Golding. In midfield, number 16, Estelle Fragale, number 15, Paige Hayward, number 6, Mona Walker, and number 18, Sophie Hoban. And up front, it's number 7, Talia Capitanellis, and the league's leading scorer, who is, of course, APIA captain, number 11, Ashley Leder. And APIA are coached by Brad Attard, so I'll run through the 2 sets of substitutes quickly in a moment. But firstly, Emily, what are you looking forward to from this game in particular, whether that be an aspect of the game or possibly particular player or players?
I think players for this game is obviously looking forward, as we've got a few of the A-League girls coming back in play here, specifically some Newcastle Jets players here. We see, as you just stated, Sophie Hoban slotting right into APIA's starting 11. Ravens have got some Jets on the bench, so I think it's going to be very interesting to see them back in NPL action, and always great for the league.
Yeah, so right on cue, there's the whistle, away we go. And I am delighted to say that in the last 6 head-to-head meetings between these 2 teams, which basically since Ravens got promoted to the top flight, nobody has kept a clean sheet. So we expect plenty of goals this evening. And with APIA playing it around the back, might just quickly run through that Ravens bench because, I mean, one of those Jets A-League players just dropping into this competition is Claire Adams, who I would very much like to see later on. The rest of the Ravens bench is Fuari Tabata, Cora Villa, Josie Allen's the other Jet, of course, yes. Kaylee Shannon, Laura Murtagh, and the backup keeper will be Michaela Kent. So, Suniga. Little tumble, but no decision. And of course, this is one of 5 games to be played today. In NPL Women's New South Wales, there were 2 games yesterday as Leder chases Scamadella. I think she just wants to play it safe, and indeed she does. But yesterday, league leaders UNSW defeating MacArthur Rams by a 1-0. Very early strike there from Chloe Smith at the Village Green. And last night, it was Northern Tigers defeating Sydney Olympic by 3-1 at North Taramara Recreation Area. So we got, actually, Miku Suniga not feeling best pleased, so we hope this is nothing serious. He's such a great player, Miku Suniga, and we're going to have a brief stoppage in play. By the way, the APIA bench, Sophie Johnston is the backup keeper, and for those of you playing at home and possibly have the dribble app open, yeah, she formerly known as Sophie Magus, but well, congratulations to Sophie on getting married recently. The other APIA substitutes, Ashley Brodigan, Imogen Lane, who scored a stunning goal in the under-23s game before this, by the way, which APIA won by 3-1, and the other APIA subs, Aurelia Collins, Estella Cameron, and Alyssa Rose. So, kind of just pause as there is some concern over Miku Suniga. And a bit of a hush has fallen over this ground. The referee Nina Cortese watching, just keeping an eye on proceedings. That's good to see. First up is Suniga feeling a little bit poppy, but hopefully she's testing possibly the ankle or the knee, but the fact that she's able to stand is, I hope that's a good sign. By the way, the assistants for this game are Oliver Udovicic and Luke Calder. So, Ravens will be down to 10 players for a little moment. And a bit brief sartorial note, usual kits for both, the white and black for Ravens and the maroon for APIA Leichhardt, as is their traditional colours. So, off frame possibly, but Suniga feeling well enough to judge, but she has to wait for the assistant signal before she's allowed back onto the field. Golding. And Capitanellis back to Golding. Early ball, and there's Hoban, and Hoban shot on the turn. It's blocked by Allen. Pepino trying to take the touch on the torso and run it away. She's got plenty of maroon in front of her. Touch off Lobo, and then Kacic up into the early evening sky. Capitanellis can't quite get the touch, and it's a good win by McNulty. So Pepino. It's header from Walker. And now Kacic. It's actually clever to lob it over the press. Good to see Suniga back on the field, by the way, so 11v11 once more. And Capitanellis has Leder on the run, and then that one just run through to Eliza Coleman. Actually, now that you think of that, there's quite a bit of Jets connection in this game. Not just not just players from the most recent A-League season. I mean, Mona Walker's Jets Academy, once upon a time. So, yes, as Walker plays it through and Letta is chasing, but that will be Eliza Coleman.
Yeah, I think we've got a lot of former A-League talent here through the Jets and Sydney clubs, Canberra.
Indeed.
We've got quite a few out there on the pitch. They're
Yes.
two teams that have quite the talent in them, and definitely the players that are probably looking to break back into that scene.
That's, yeah, of course, that's A-League players past, present, and possibly future. Good point, Emily, here on show today, and that's one of the wonderful things about this competition, especially now that the mid-season registration window is open, so expect to see more of the A-League players trickling in back into this competition over the next few weeks. This is Scamadella, McNulty. Now Allen goes back to Coleman. Into the 6th minute here. And as that's switched nicely to Scamadella. Goalless between Ravens and APIA. Eric Subihano calling with Emily Arnold from the Arctic Circle. As it's Capitanellis defending from the front, actually. Capitanellis, perhaps one of those players in the category you just mentioned. One season with Western Sydney Wanderers, and hoping possibly to get back into the National League. Golding, couple of headers, playing head tennis with herself for a moment. Lorbo plays it forward, and Scamadella lets it run through, and Allen has had enough of that. And out there, Allen almost linked up with Lena Karmas. Golding with the throw, and Allen with the safety first header. Golding just looking for options, starts to go down the line again. And Golding, and now it ends up with Fragale, and that's stolen by Pepino, and now Suniga quick ball to Karmas, so Lobo's got to be alert. And Lobo goes safety, so that's better from the Ravens. Emily, just a quick ball forward to get APIA on the back foot.
Yeah, I think a player that is definitely going to be one to look out for here on the field is Giselle Pepino in the middle of the pitch. Obviously, formerly an APIA player.
Yes.
As you may have seen before the game, a few fun words between her former teammates, but teams that a player in a team that know each other very well.
Yes, indeed. Quite a few former APIA players in this Ravens lineup. We'll get on to that point later, but well said, Emily, as it's Hoban going back to Fragale. Golding getting a lot of touches in the early stages. Hogan. Now Walker, and Walker, decent turn. Now trying to through ball to Golding, but Scamadella with the good positioning there. Good header from Lorbo. And then yes, McNulty, good disciplined defending, getting the encouragement from a teammate, Angelina Scamadella. Up in the air by McNulty. A bit more head tennis. Good touch from Pepino. Now looking for the through ball. It's intercepted by Lobo. Good ball from Lobo though, and Capitanellis. As APIA try to take it the other way. Letta trying to find space ahead of Capitanellis. Good play, and then she finds Hayward. Hayward will be trying to turn. Oh, it's actually a good ball to Hoban. The support is behind via Fragale. The cross there, and Dachko with half-headed clearance away. Good pace to this early on, as Karmas looking to hold it up. We've seen her do this for about 20 years in NPL, and look at that. That's well done by Karmas under heavy pressure to find the open teammate, who was Kilbride. And that will be going to Annie Halls. Now Roberts. And Pepino. Little shimmy, but good tackle from Hayward. And Pepino now, again in a promising position. Suniga's in space out wide. Delivers first time to the far post. Header by Golding, and she'll need to make a second play at it, I think. And Golding sends it away. Now, Ravens, can they set up camp in APIA's territory? Dachko sends it up. And then Orba has been tested a lot early on, but has done well. And Fragale, good balance. So into the 10th minute here. Nil all between the Ravens and APIA. APIA coming off their first defeat of this season last weekend, losing 3-2 to Bulls at Northbridge Academy. Of course, a rematch. That would be a rematch of last year's epic grand final.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm thinking, were you at that grand final?
I was not at that grand final, but a little bit of deja vu there for APIA, I think.
Yes. Probably won't want us reminding them of that too much. I would like to say they did win midweek in the Sapphire Cup, 6-1 over Dunbar Rovers from Eastern Suburbs Football Association. So APIA Leichhardt into the Sapphire Cup quarterfinals. They will host UNSW. Dates to be determined, but the quarterfinals, I think the plan is to have them played Tuesday 19th of May, Wednesday 20th, or Thursday 21st of May. So not too long before those.
Yeah, that's going to be a really interesting matchup there. Obviously, before their first loss this season, it was their first dropping of points against UNSW in that 1-1 draw.
Yeah. And we were there to witness it. And I'm just glad that there's no sprinkler to get our stuff wet this time. But such are the challenges of NPL commentary as Hoban finding Fragale. Hayward with the give and go. Gets it back from Jasnos. There it goes, back to Jasnos. Not much for either keeper, Gulabowski, be that Gulabowski for APIA or Coleman for Ravens to do just yet, as the two teams kind of trading early jabs, trying to see where the potential opportunities are, as that's good work from Roberts. And then Sunigal with a pass that's blocked. As Pachich. Now Walker. Fragale wanting the ball in the centre circle. Instead, it goes to Hayward. And Hayward, nice ball out wide. Golding is well forward from right back. Does she fancy the one-on-one? Scamardella fancy the one-on-one. That's good defending. And say Lena Karmas wanted the early ball. It wasn't forthcoming. Instead, there's Roberts. Now Scamardella kind of inadvertently inverting, if that makes sense. She's in central midfield for the time being. Deflects off Capetanellis. Now it's with Kilbride. Kilbride marches it across the field to Annie Halls. Pepino. Pepino stopped. As he pointed out, some of her former teammates, has let her drop steep. And there's space on the left. That'd be Jordan Jasnos. She could probably cross halfway here. And Jasnos quite quick. So the Jordan's racing away and will get into the attacking third, take on Roberts. I think she's looking for teammates, and the backward support is there from Hayward. Walker, first time. Hoban towards Leder. And instead it's cleared. As I think just below us, I think it's the India Ravens coach, Lauren Phelps, just giving out the instructions. They wanted a foul, which they won't get. And in space here is Hoban. To the edge of the box, unselfish here. Capetanellis on the left foot, and it's parried. The rebound will fall for Allen, but there we go, Em. Finally, we had the first shot, decent one from Capetanellis, it was.
Yeah, I think it's taken a while for us to get the first shot. I think it's been very much in the midfield so far, so I think it's great to see those shots coming out. As you said, we haven't had a clean sheet from either side in this contest, so we are expecting goals here.
Yes. So, as I had a deep cut. I did a lot more research than usual, but I'll probably wait for a bigger break and play to explain that one, as it's the Ravens who come away with it. McNulty straight to Karmas, and well, I think the flag would have gone up, but instead it rolls through to Gulabowski, so let's just keep the play moving. And here is Maya Lobel. Now Golding. 14th minute here. Game waiting for its first goal. Now Letta holding it up against a former Spartans teammate, Keisha Allen, as that's Lobel trying to kill a ball, but it runs through to Coleman. Coleman plays it up. And Fregale was first to it. Good header from Allen, and then it's settled by APIA, although Dachko wants to change that. Hoban. Plenty of white and black between APIA and the goal. As Lawbor trying to get through everyone. A bit too hot for Golding to control, and then McNulty with the ball. It's going to be easy for Kachich, and it goes back to Gulabovsky. Hoban. So both teams, they don't mind pressing high. I must say, it's going to be quite a challenge for both teams to play it out as Leder dropping deep again and keeps a balance. Finds Walker, and now Capitanellis wants the ball. Here it is, Capitanellis. This could be a chance. I think that's Jasnos. Now edge of the box. Here's Leder, and it's saved by Coleman. There you go, Emily, just like that. It did look, I felt like Ravens were about to win the ball high, and then APIA just got away from it, and there you go. That shows you how good APIA are, that they can turn a tricky situation into a chance.
Yeah, I think it is. APIA has class across this whole park, but I think we are seeing a lot of it played in this midfield.
Yes, correct.
Which APIA do have a very strong midfield. They should be able to control it well there, but of course Ravens have just as well of an amazing midfield.
That's right. So it actually, the midfield battle is one of the more fascinating ones in this competition, as there's another run from Jasnos, and the sliding challenge will end up with the game's first corner going to the visitors. But yes, you are right. It is, well, APIA's midfield is so strong, Alyssa Rose is on the bench for starters, but, you know, Fregale, Hayward, Walker, and Hoban up against that trio. Ravens trio is not bad. Plenty of experience at this level, Hall, Dachko, and Pepino. So perhaps it's understandable, as you said, Emily, that the ball would be in the middle third a lot. As Golding moves across to take this corner, and Football New South Wales photography legend Angela Dopolbe is in prime position to snap what happens next. It is a crowded 6-yard box. It's up and into the middle from Golding. Good punch. Yeah, that's a good punch from Golding. Oh, sorry, from Coleman in traffic. Yeah, Golding wouldn't be punching the ball. Shouldn't be, but anyway.
You never know.
Yes, yeah. As he's Hoban. And Hoban might have coughed it up. So McNulty looks for options. Go. Brad Attard wants his forwards to press. And then the player still known as Crofty, despite being married for the off-season. Congratulations to Ashley and James. But yes, if you're new to this competition, yes, Ashley Leder's nickname is still Crofty, despite getting married.
Yeah.
Apparently James couldn't convince us to change the nickname, which sounds about right.
Yeah, I think that's the great thing from this position is we can hear both the coaches. They're both very vocal, and we do get to hear some of the girls' nicknames, which are always interesting to learn.
Balls. Looped it up and found Hayward. Now Lawbor. To Fregale. Plenty of touches, as always, for Fregale. Now Golding has the supporting run. Fregale gets it back. Fregale keeps it moving. First time shot from Leder, which probably is a decent enough idea in lieu of any better options, but it's an easy save for Coleman. 18th minute here at the Arctic Circle. 0-0 between Gladesville Ravens and APIA Leichhardt. Eric Subihano on commentary with Emily Arnold. Hope you're enjoying this match of the round for round 10. Good run from McNulty, and McNulty left side of the box. That's good work. Across the box, and it's about a half yard in front of Suniga, and probably out of range for any kind of diving header, but there we go. One of those former A-League players you mentioned, Hannah McNulty, a season with Canberra United, but Emily showing her quality there. It didn't look like there was much on, and she just breezed her way through.
Yeah, I think just showing this technique that Ravens have in this top third.
Yes.
Obviously, they do have quite a few players there that do have experience in the A-League, and I think it's a team that maybe gets overlooked a bit based on their results this season, but they've got the talent there, and they're definitely someone that APIA is going to have to look out for.
Actually, I didn't update my notes because Ravens' league position at kickoff was dependent on the result of Stingrays versus Manly, which I have not checked, although Manly did take a 1-0 lead very, very late on in that fixture at Dapto. So as Leda plays it through, and Hayward's made the nice run on the left-hand side, looking for the return ball to Leda, and it breaks. That's Walker clipped up and a bit too high for Leda. She will chase it though, and she needs some support. Brad Anton agrees from that search, and it's just a bit of a heavy touch. So this isn't, apologies, this isn't necessarily great audio, but I will tell you exactly what the Ravens' league position is as of kickoff in this game, just as soon as I find out what happened at Dapto. But they're either 8th or 9th. But as... Okay, so they were 8th. They are. With, by the way, in the NPL Women's New South Wales Distance Derby, it was Manly who beat Stingrays by a goal to 0. So, Karmas with the header, but went behind Suniga's run. Jasnos now. Now, heavy touch from Kachichi was quick enough to keep it away from Suniga, who continues to press, and now Jasnos will cross halfway, and then the ball not enough. Oh, the bend on that needed to keep it in. So yes, Ray, I think that's a very good point, Emily. Ravens start this game at 8th, but I would be surprised if they finish the season in the bottom half of the table, to say the least.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a team that we probably expected more of coming into this season. I think they've had some results that haven't gone their way, as Pepino's out on the edge here, gets past.
Oh, that's so... Well called, Emily, and that was Lobo snuffing at the danger. Papir threatening to run through the whole APIA backline, but yes, I think the thing is, including this one, the good thing for Ravens at least, it's been a bit of a slow start, but including this one, they've got 17 games left to get into finals contention as Leda continues the attack, and Leda, little toe poke blocked by Scamadella. Here's Walker, and Walker could shoot, but the defense keeps tight. Then Capitanelis with a shot, and I think it's Allen who took the sting out of that, so Coleman can save. And
yep.
I
think as you said, this is a long season, and it is hard to judge by just the 2 months that we've had so far.
Yes. As Lawbor wanted to get rid, and McNulty takes over for the Ravens. McNulty doesn't mind a one-on-one situation, to say the least. Pepino, well, that's good defending from Walker. This is great stuff, Emily. The ball's barely gone out.
I think
it's just fast. I love it.
Yeah, I think we've heard from Attard that he wants his players to play fast, and he keeps encouraging these fast movements and fast play, and I think it makes for an entertaining match of football. It's one that you want to watch.
Yeah. So waiting for its first goal. 0-0 between Ravens and APIA. About midway through the first half, Pepino's taken over, and now Lena Karmas running at Lobo. Lobo gets in the way, and then that's a nice turn to make space. Once again, Leda trying to be the target forward. Brings Jasnos into the play, and Jasnos races across midfield. The 1-2 as well, and then I think that had been held up by Morgan Roberts. Good ball by Roberts. Now Pepino's a fair bit of space. That's 3 on about 5. Or 3 on 6 against the Ravens, and then tracking back is Jasnos to win the ball. So, it's about to write in my book. My pen's just falling apart. Sorry, everyone. Joys of live sport. Anyway, direct ball, and Capitanelis. Does the flag stay down? It will. Chance for Capitanelis. Wants it on the left boot. We'll get it on the left boot. Great defending. Follow-up is Leda. And it's saved. Safe hands from Coleman. It's a heroic block, I think, from Kilbride to deny Capitanelis initially. So very disciplined one-on-one defending. Not giving away the penalty or anything like that. Follow-up saved by Leda, and Emily Capitanelis, didn't score, but looking very keen.
Yeah, I think APIA always has a threat up front. I think it's hard to ignore that. They are, I believe, have scored the most goals in the league still.
Yes, I think
last
so.
time I checked. So I think it is a team that we are expecting to score.
Yes, and take as well. APIA trying to score once more. Capitanelis is 1-on-3, but will shoot from range, and it's a fingertip save. So Coleman is trying to prevent the corner is quick enough. So that Coleman, that's the best save of the game so far, I thought, because we know how hard Tali Capitanelis can hit it, and Coleman equal to the task there. So, well one in the air by Karmas. But then Karmas battling away, and handball again. So I'm not sure it's handball. Decision's gone in the Ravens' favour. By the way, other fixtures. So there were a trio of games that kicked off just before this at 5 p.m. So down over at Sydney Uni, the game I like to call the Liz Barwick Grey Bowl, Sydney University versus Bulls FC Academy. That's called by Cody Ojeda, and a couple of games in Western Sydney. It's the Wanderers Academy against Spirit FC in Rudy Hill, and Rangers against Hills United at Popondetta Park. As Dachko will send it into the penalty area. Decent header. Now, Capino just waiting for it to drop and holding off Hayward. Dachko. Back off Dachko. Now she wants the direct ball and almost found Karmas, but Lawboy stepping in. She's having a good game so far. As Walker just ran into a bit of a cul-de-sac there. Now Pepino through ball. Here's Karmas, edge of the box, and then that's a great block from Kachich. And now little calls loose for Dachko. Annie Dachko scored! And Ravens, they harried and pressed, and the ball fell the way of their captain, and Ravens have opened the scoring. It's a clinical finish from Annie Dachko. That's her first of the season. And Emily, Ravens, drawing first blood.
Yeah, definitely from the shots that we've seen so far, it did look like APIA was going to open the scoring, but we've got a Ravens goal here to open it up, and quite a good one there. A good initial save, but just great positioning there from Dachko.
Yes, sir. And it just seems that way, how often players score against their former clubs. Annie Dachko, a brief spell at APIA Leichhardt a few years ago, and now haunting one of her former clubs. As it's Leda into the box, good speed, and led into the middle. Kilbride defending at the expense of a corner. That is a good response, it has to be said, from APIA. Immediately on the attack and winning this set piece.
I think APIA is a team that can rebound back from those. They'll feel that was an unfortunate goal and that they do deserve these goals back. As
it's aimed at the far post, Coleman doesn't claim it, and it's loose and then off APIA for a goal kick. But yes, APIA, you mentioned their attacking weapons, Em, and yeah, they are. I think they go into every game confident they will score at least once.
Confirmation of the goal there. Yes.
Okay, there we go. Good to see Free From Desire still getting a run 10 years after a Wigan fan first thought to sing it in honour of Will Greig. So gone from the English men's third division to the men's Euros of 2016 and all the way to NPL Women's New South Wales in 2026. That chant, and all around the English-speaking world as well.
I think an absolutely iconic chant.
Yes.
Very, very impossible to get away from in this day and age in soccer.
Cheech stands it up. Flicked on by Walker, but it's easy for Kilbride. That's Pepino. And Hogan trying to shield it, but does not shield it from Dachko. Now, let a first-time ball at Capitanelis with more room, and it's on the left foot. And she'll get to the left side of the box. She shoots, and it's parried. Strong hands. Now, where's this going to land? It lands on the roof of the net, so Coleman did enough. It's going to be another corner. And again, that's Leda Capitanelis partnership.
Yeah, I think as this season has gone on, we have seen a great partnership between them. Obviously, Tyler Capitanelis' first season at APIA, but they are both absolute talents, and they clearly are developing that as this corner comes in.
And again, something Coleman couldn't quite get to in that crowded 6-yard box, but it goes off Ravens. And Raven survived the set piece, but that's, I think, corner number 4 for APIA this evening. As it's Golding will take it on the far side near the ticket booth.
Yeah, first one from this far side here, so let's see if we can get perhaps a different result from this corner.
Eliza Coleman, she's got that feeling like when you're in a crowded lift at the moment. There's not a lot of space for her as this comes in, and Lobo's jumping as well, but it's a Ravens defensive header. Back to Golding. He'll play it back into the middle. It's up again, and it drops for Halls, and after all that, Katrich trying to bundle the ball over the line. It is cleared to safety for a throw-in. Yes, just a quick plug for the NPL Women's New South Wales Team of the Week. That'll be posted tomorrow on the NPL New South Wales socials at NPL_NSW_official. On Instagram, we've also got a Facebook page. That's comprised from 3-2-1 votes for the media across the weekend. As the throw-in comes in to Capitanelis, Letar rolls back to Hoban. And now Capitanelis in swinger, but it is cleared. And Golding has it dispossessed. So, Pepino and sorry, that's Karmas, but who's tackled well. So, it's Walker, and Ledar takes a tumble, but marshals it to Capitanelis, and just about, well, that's not a clearance. Here's Hoban inside the box. Hoban shoots! It's a wonderful equaliser. And Sophie Hoban back in APIA colours and has thundered the ball into the net. Emily, it's 1-1.
Yes, quite the welcome back there for Sophie Hoban. An absolute great strike there.
Yeah. Brilliant stuff, and she might, well, the lesson for the kids, be alert out there. I'm pretty sure she didn't expect it to come her way, but she controlled the ball well, and the second touch was even better. And now, well, there we go again. When Ravens and APIA meet in NPL Women's, nobody keeps a clean sheet. So,
Good.
And as that is bombed forward by Dachko, into touch, by the way. I might complete my deep cut I mentioned earlier. The last time anyone kept a clean sheet in a women's game between APIA and Ravens, it was the 2019 NPL2 New South Wales Women's Grand Final, where Ravens won by a 1-0 at Valentine Sports Park, courtesy of about a 40-yard strike from Jade Pond. I wonder what Jade Pond's doing these days, but yes, that was actually, like, this is way before your time, Emily. That's one of the earliest women's streams we ever did.
I can't say I would be aware of that game,
Yes.
as you said. Yeah, definitely not my time.
Yes. The APIA faithful to our left are quite keen to see a foul throw being awarded. Oh, they don't get it, but APIA have gotten the ball back anyway.
I think it's good to see that involvement from the crowd.
Yes.
Obviously, at Lambert Park, APIA always have an amazing crowd
Correct.
there. Good to see quite the group of travelling fans here.
Actually, I tell a lie about the clean sheet fact from earlier. I just remembered because I was at this game. It was last month. Well, in the league, that grand final was the last time someone kept a clean sheet. But APIA beat Ravens 1-0 in the Sapphire Cup last month. There we go. So I wasn't quite correct. Apologies, everyone. But yes, usually goals when these two teams play.
An outlier there, but
Yes.
of course, as you said, not a league match there. So whether you count it or not.
As Pepino can't get through the crowd. Now Letta against, once again, the target forward, and Allen is able to steal the ball. Roberts. Now Halls could be in a bit of trouble here, so Letta takes over. And Letta, well, Morgan Roberts, one of the few players in this league that did match Ashley Letta stride for stride, so that's good defending, but Ravens in a bit of trouble getting out of their own half. And then Fragale has that clearance belted into her for a Ravens throw on the scoreboard side of the field. So the 34th minute here. The Arctic Circle, it's 1-1 between Gladesville Ravens and APIA Leichhardt. Hope you're enjoying the NPL Women's New South Wales match of the round. Ravens opened the scoring via Annie Datchko's first of the season, and then there was a swift response from APIA, the equaliser, courtesy of Sophie Hogan.
Yeah, it's been a good match so far, very competitive. Very midfield heavy so far, as we would obviously expect from these two midfields. But a very good game of football and very entertaining.
Okay, so
out wide to Roberts here.
Move here and just a bit behind Pepino. Timed her late run pretty well, had space, but the cross going behind her. As strong win from, I think that's Scamadella. McNulty. Flick on by Pepino and more head tennis. Pepino does bring it down, shoots, it's charged down by Haywards. Pepino, nice ball out to Roberts, I think, on the far side, stood up to the far post, and it's too far for Suniga, who will nevertheless retrieve it on this side of the field. Scamadella. Hogan. APIA's goal scorer doing the defending 10 minutes to go in this fascinating opening period as Suniga, it's too much maroon in front of her. And towards halfway the ball goes. Now, Datchko, and that's Kachich with the interception. Balls and a neat flick there. McNulty doesn't get all the way through. Scamadella keeps it in. Barely take a breath. That's just the commentator. It must be breathless stuff for the players as well. I think the two head coaches, they've been chatting non-stop, so I think this will be a well-deserved halftime break for everyone. But as another photography legend, Damien Briggs, moves position to take more shots behind where Mia Golding is going to take this throw in.
Yeah, I think both coaches have been very vocal throughout this game, which I think is good for us. We get insight on what they want from their players, and both teams seem to want to be playing the ball quickly. They want this ball in play, and as you said, we haven't had many breaks in play, and it's a good match of football to watch when the ball is moving this fast.
Yes, absolutely right. I'm absolutely loving this as Allen, and then now Kilbride. So. Goes back to Coleman. Now that's the trigger for Letta to press. Balls goes first time. Can Ravens find a way out? Scamadella near touchline. Now McNulty. And falls, but then Hogan takes over. So APIA win that little duel, and now Capitanellis with a little pocket of space. Closed down quickly by Datchko. Here's Letta with the runner from the far side. Jasnos leaves it off, almost finding Walker. Ravens survive. 38th minute here, 1-1 between Ravens and APIA. There's Jasnos. Jasnos taking on Kilbride. Certainly a left back with a sense of adventure as... I think that's Fregale playing it back. Long range shot, and that's skied. So Sophie Hogan unable to match her earlier effort, which brought the scores level. Coleman going for distance, and Ravens let it bounce. It does run its way to McNulty. Scamadella. Was it broken? Pass broken up by Kachich. Now Hayward. Hayward's fouled by McNulty. Just runs it out. That's almost the first breather we've had in 39 minutes. Now Hayward back underway. Golden getting well forward from right back. And moving it on, there's Hayward with the supporting run. There's a player in the middle, open at the near post. Letta couldn't get it past Kilbride, and Letta happy to settle for the corner. That's number 5 for the visitors this evening. There we go, yeah. Ravens know what the deal is. They got to bring everyone back. Kachich, a good aerial target. Lobos already scored this season. Capitanellis aims it at the far post, and Kachich don't think she got the touch she wanted. And indeed, it is a goal kick. So I mentioned the Sapphire Cup earlier. We did write the other quarterfinals down somewhere. Yes, as I said, APIA hosting UNSW. Also, in a rematch of last year's League One Women's Grand Final, which Hills United won. It's SD Raiders hosting Hills United, Western Sydney Wanderers Academy hosting Manly United, and Northern Tigers hosting Illawarra Stingrays. Games to be played, we think, somewhere between Tuesday 19th and Thursday 21st of May.
Yeah, it's going to be very exciting matchups there. Obviously, as you said, SD Raiders, the only NPL team, non-NPL team left in the cup. So I think it's always interesting to see those matchups, and I think Hills have really impressed this season in the NPL. So I think it'll be good to see them up against SD Raiders and see how much they've improved, or whether SD Raiders have stepped up as well and are coming up at this level.
Yes. And on the topic of Hills, another shout out to their captain Aisling Davidson, who gave me a jersey earlier this season. We like that.
We love that. We love the representation. But obviously, amazing player there, and someone we will always be talking about.
Yes, the NPL Defender of the Month for March, by the way, as it's played in, keeper stays on the line, and Karmas won the air. She always does. Ice. One of the things I say about this competition, Lena Karmas will be winning the ball in the air at the far post until the heat death of the universe. So she has beaten the defense, but unusually for her, an off-target header. But there's a warning for the APIA defense, if they didn't know already, to watch Lena Karmas in the air.
Yeah, I think a player that has such a history in just Australian football throughout every league, National League, A-League, NPL,
gone to a World Cup.
An absolutely amazing player to have in this league, and I think, as we can hear her on this pitch, is very vocal.
She is, yes.
And I think that's great for these other players.
It is. Now Capitanellis bounces it back. That's good defending from Pepino. And now Suniga, Karmas, bounces it back, but not quite on the same wavelength. And then Pepino trying to keep it alive. Walker finds Capitanellis, and Capitanellis, too straight there. Isn't the right idea, but that ball zooms through to Eliza Coleman. One last thought in the Sapphire Cup quarterfinals. I hope all those 4 games are not on the same night, so I can watch more than one. I would very much like that. So, I also need to remember where my gloves are, because it's that time of year. Yes.
Yeah, definitely starting to feel it, especially here at the Arctic Circle.
Yes.
But yeah, it'll be good to see when those games are scheduled. Hopefully, yeah, as you said, all on different nights, because I think it is great to watch all of those matches. Get in as much football as you can. So it's great when we have NPL and Sapphire Cup matches spread out for fans to watch.
Of course, APIA going for their 3rd Sapphire Cup trophy in the opening 4 seasons of the competition. So, but anyway, back to this free kick. Capitanellis goes direct for goal, and it's not dipping in time. To be fair, Eliza Coleman had it covered. Score remains at 1-1 between Ravens and APIA.
Yeah, an ambitious effort there. She's taken it from far out, but I think that is the skill that Talia Capitanellis holds, is she has quite the kick on her. We have seen her take most corners from this near side here, so she does have quite the expertise over the dead ball.
You know what? Just a thought. Thinking of Talia Capitanellis taking in-swing corners, she's good for an Olympico this season, I reckon.
I think you've got a good shout there.
Yeah. As Golding goes direct. Oh, good touch from Walker. Now Hayward. Room for Jasnos, down the line, nice ball. Carpetanellis. The support comes from Hoban. Hoban through for Gale, prevented from taking the ball inside the box, and now it's Dachko turning and finds some synthetic turf in front of her. But then a loose ball, another run, and once again Jordan Jasnos racing away. Continues to run. That's good work from Jasnos. Does she keep it in? She does not, but that's decent effort nonetheless, and she is getting the praise from her coach Brett Outhart. As we're nearly in first half stoppage time, and you might be able to hear through the RFX mics. This is one of the few NPL grounds that's on the flight path. So I can think of the Illingdon Sports Centre, likewise, a couple of grounds in the St George area, and then notably, not that M would ever have had a reason to be this ground. There's Fraser Park, which it's not on the flight path, it's on the runway. Like if you've ever gone, the planes are uncomfortably close to you when they fly over.
Can't say I'm aware of that ground, but good to know for future reference, I guess.
Yes, I mean, should you ever watch League 2 men's for some reason? Anyway, Walker trying to play the killer pass, and it's saved, I think, by Coleman. Ball is still loose. Capetanellis is there. Let her edge of the box. Let her shoot, and I think that got a touch, did it? APIA certainly think Coleman saved it, but the decision is a goal kick, and of course it's... You got to say, it's too far away for me to see, but possibly one of those ones as a keeper. The moral dilemma of being a keeper, you want the credit for the save, but you also don't want to give up the corner. So, I don't know, was Eliza Coleman just like acting there? It's like, no, I didn't touch it. What are you talking about? Anyway, let me take this goal kick. So,
I think that is always one of the questions. I think from her reaction, it did look like she didn't touch it. Yes. But, of course, as a goalkeeper, you're never going to want to give a corner away.
Of course not. She's been crowded enough at the 5 corners APIA have won in this first half. As got 60 seconds of time added on. Jasnos goes back to Frigale. Now, Leda and Capetanellis kind of left it to each other. The indecision allowed Ravens to clear. Now, Karmas can bring it down, loops it over the top. Pepino chasing. Pepino might get there. Here's Gisela Pepino, and she scored. So right at the end of the first half, Ravens take a 2-1 lead. It is Gisela Pepino's turn to score against the former club. It's a brilliant finish, set up by Alina Karmas. Team player as always, and how about that? And we've got a late twist just before halftime.
Yeah, great footwork there from Gisela Pepino. Absolutely twisting around some defenders there, and as you said, against her former club, both players here having stints at APIA that have scored, so they're definitely having some fun against their former club.
There we go. So the curse of the X afflicting APIA Leichhardt in this first half. What a great first half it's been. And yeah, it was pretty much the last action of what has been a brilliant opening 45 minutes of football, fully deserving of the title NPL Women's New South Wales Match of the Round. And the teams head to the dressing sheds with the Gladesville Ravens leading APIA Leichhardt by 2-1. Ravens goals coming from Annie Dachko and Gisela Pepino. APIA's goal coming from Sophie Hoban. And before we take a well-deserved break, Em, what's your biggest takeaway from this opening 45 minutes?
I think my biggest takeaway would have to be this midfield battle. I think they're two midfields that match up very well, in my opinion. And as we've heard from both coaches who have been very vocal on the sidelines, is they want this ball to be played quickly, and that does involve a lot of the midfielders and a lot of the play to move that ball quickly.
Yes, so it's time to take a break of about 10 minutes or so. That was fun. Let's have 45 minutes more of that, please. It's Eric Subihana with Emily Arnold, commentary from the Arctic Circle. We'll take a quick break of about 10 minutes or so, and then we'll be back for the second half. See you soon. Welcome back. It's time for part 2 of what's been a fascinating contest in the NPL Women's New South Wales Match of the Round. It is currently Gladesville Ravens leading APIA Leichhardt by 2-1. Eric Subihana here in commentary, joined by Emily Arnold and Nelson doing a fantastic job with the camera as well. And Lena Karma's about to restart proceedings. So I don't think that there have been half-time subs. Anyway, there's the whistle, away we go. Yep, pretty sure that Ravens are as they were to begin the game. And they did have an excellent opening 45 minutes. While for APIA as Letta finds Walker, and now Jasnos is already providing the supporting run down the left, and Jasnos getting the ball. Now Kapatanelis. Flex off Kilbride, corner number 6 for APIA in the opening 30 seconds of the second period. Now, who's it? Golding to take over. I'm also 99% sure APIA didn't make any subs at halftime either, but I think I'll just confirm that for you when I can. And anyway, first, this set piece. In it goes. Keeper stays on the line and could be up for grabs here. Capino, who has put Ravens in front for a second time. Couldn't run it out. Raw ball. Couldn't get through. So, to the halfway line it goes, or near it. Ravens stepping up as Kapatanelis delivers into the middle. Letta was very interested in that. It was headed away. We might keep an eye on Allen, who's not moving entirely freely. Letta shoots on the turn. Decent instincts. Not much space. Got the shot away, but it is a goal kick. And in fact, I think we can have a brief stoppage just to check on, I think that would be Keisha Allen.
Yeah, APIA have come out of the shed strong here. Clearly some words from their coach, Brad Attard, to just keep at it. They looked good in the first half, and I think we are going to see more goals in this second half.
Okay. By the way, I love going around the grounds. Progress scores, courtesy of the old YouTube app on the phone. So at Sydney Uni, the Sydney Uni ground, it's Bulls leading Sydney Uni by 0-0. I'm told it was a gem of a strike from Jade Guishon that's put the Bulls in front there. Over at Wanderers Football Park, it's the Wanderers Academy leading Spirit by 2-0. And over at Popondetta Park, it's Hills United leading Rangers by 1-0. So, goals in every game currently being played. Love to see that. Of course, just a brief acknowledgement to the second tier. There's also the League One Women's Match of the Round in progress from Harry Denning Centre, where I once did commentary for Tori Truman scoring a match-winning double. But anyway, it's Sutherland Strikers hosting the Spartans. Sorry, I just got a bit distracted there. But my favourite Harry Denning memory. Hey, you have a Tumif jersey as well. Don't judge me, Emily.
Just had to give the shout out there.
Always. Just remember, kids, if Tori Tumith isn't relevant, you're having the wrong conversation. And as it swung into the middle, headed away. Now, second ball picked up by McNulty. Into the mixer it goes. And then that will be work left by APIA. Jasnos looks forward, looking to hit Kapatanelis. That's a great first touch from Kapatanelis. And then it's unfortunate. I think... Let's see. Is she okay? I think, yeah. She's able to get up, yeah. We've all been there. It's, let's see.
Seems.
So keep an eye on Kapatanelis, but yeah, that's... I always say, that was a great first touch, though.
Yes.
Let's focus on the positives.
The fall was more a move you'd see by me if I was playing out there. But, yes, excellent first touch there.
And as for myself, I don't fall like that because I can't move fast enough to fall like that in the first place. So,
okay, yeah, yes. maybe that's true. Yeah. Yeah, don't think I can get to that speed.
I would just go straight down to the synthetic turf, and that would hurt. Now, do you know what they say? Apparently walking football, when you fall, it's actually worse for that reason, because it's just a vertical drop. Anyway, sorry, I'll talk about the game in a moment. It can actually be worse because you just hit the ground straight on after falling down. Anyway, back to running football as McNulty goes direct. And then the second ball lobbed in by Scamadella. Roberts could get a touch here, and skies it. Perhaps he could have taken a touch, although the pressure was arriving fast from APIA, but yeah, it's a bit worrying there. For APIA in a defensive sense, Emily, just Morgan Roberts' score of many, many goals in this competition over the years, just having space in the box.
Yeah, obviously formerly played with Spirit where she was a winger. Seeing her more in a defensive role here at Ravens, but I think she's got quite the boot on her, and she's a player that RP will have to look out for. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, let her screaming for the ball there, but not getting it. And yes, one of those former A-League players, of course, Morgan Roberts, a brief spell with Perth Glory a few years ago. Shout out to my friend Lockie, who has a Perth Glory jersey with Roberts on the back.
Yeah, I think a few of these Ravens players, obviously, were in that Perth Glory side. Miku Sanaga as well, obviously playing under Stephen Peters, a former NPL women's coach, so he's taken heaps of talent from this league, which is great to see.
He is indeed, in fact, a winner of 3 consecutive grand finals, Stephen Peters with MacArthur Rams.
Yeah, I think it's great to see coaches like that move up, as well as players.
Nice dummy from Walker to Capetanellis, who wants to take on Kilbride. Kilbride has the front position, but Capetanellis has won the battle. Capetanellis into the box. It'll go back for a little shirt pull, and the first yellow card of the game goes to the Ravens, number 14, which is just the very generic Y1 unsporting conduct, which could be literally anything. But
I think a great piece of work there by Capetanellis to get around her in the end. She had the positioning and she was able to get around.
Yes. Now, to be fair to Kilbride, one of those ones you just have to do as a defender. Sometimes you've got to take one for the team. You'd rather defend this set piece than have Capetanellis charging straight towards your goalkeeper. But now the goalkeeper might have something to do as Golding swings it in to the back stick, and there's the header, which is off target, I think, from Kacic. Kacic, good aerial target, and the Ravens would know that quite well. So as I was going through the head-to-heads, it was round 2 last season. Christina Kacic with a match-winning double in a 2-1 win for APIA over the Ravens at Lambert Park.
Yeah, I think Kacic has had quite the rise up for APIA. I think someone that gets overlooked a little bit, in my opinion. Obviously a great defence from APIA, but she is a young Matilda and someone that I'm sure we will be seeing a lot more of in the future.
So not in this latest young Matilda squad, but has, as you've said, Em has received national team recognition in the past. So, Walker. Dachko slams it into Hoban. Pepino can't beat her fellow number 6, Mona Walker. And it's Golding, and then the wraparound run from Maya Lobo. Golding. Hoban on the far side. And Hoban keeps it alive. Supporting run from Fagale, but Hoban will continue to cut in sideways to Walker. Lobo. Drilled into the middle. Capetanellis gets the touch. Talia Capetanellis. And it's a great save. Eliza Coleman got the positioning spot on, and that's 90% of the battle as a goalkeeper. Capetanellis, no goal yet tonight, but she looks right up for this, Emily.
Yeah, but I think Eliza Coleman has been having quite the match today. Made quite the few saves, as we see it go end from end here. Lena Karmas with a spin.
And Sunika keeping it alive. Now, Dachko stands it up. Lena Karmas is offside. So what is it, 55th minute here at the Arctic Circle. Ravens leading APIA by 2-1. Perhaps a bit of a reminder, getting close to the time when teams like to make subs, so it might do a bit of a reminder of the 2 sets of substitutes out there. Firstly, for the Ravens, Michaela Kent is the backup keeper. The others, Fuari Tabata, Coravia, Josie Allen, Kaylee Shannon, Claire Adams, and Laura Murtagh. While for APIA, as Karmas has it nicked away from her, I think, by Kacic. And for APIA, their bench, the backup keeper Sophie Johnston, and the others Ashley Brodigan, Imogen Lane, Aurelia Collins, Estella Cameron, and Alyssa Rose. Fergali. Now Hall wins it off Fergali and then Walker in quick succession. Not many people do that. This will bounce towards Karmas and then Pepino. Pepino has the option out wide. That's Morgan Roberts. Pass takes her a bit wide, but it's still on. Karmas in the mixer. It goes low to the near post and Kacic has had enough of that and plays it out. That will be incredibly, I think, well, unless I've forgotten something, it's the Ravens' first corner of the game.
No, I believe you're right there. It is the Ravens' first corner of this game. Obviously, APIA have had quite a few, but unable to get anything from it. So let's see if the Ravens are able to do any better.
It's McNulty, I think. Yep, I see the number 10. McNulty across to take the kick from the flag. It's up. Won by Lena Karmas, and it could be prodded over the line. It is. It is. Well, I'm not sure who they're celebrating. We might have to check the replay. It's a big celebration, and Ravens are 3-1 up.
That was the second one there for Annie Dasco.
Yes.
Just prodding it over the line there, the captain, to get them 2 up over the current champions.
Yes, well spotted. Emily, your eyes are better than mine. Annie Datchko, what a day she's having. What a time to score her first 2 goals of the season. She's only got her first action after coming back from an ACL injury last month. Annie Datchko in the right place at the right time to make it Ravens 3, APIA 1. Down the line, and Pepino can't chip away past Fruit as Freed from Design plays once more. And of course, you've got to have that atmosphere after a goal. Of course, if it was me as Sydney FC women's ground announcer, I just hold goal for about 25 seconds. But as that goes to Capitanellis, trust me, I once delayed a restart because I was carrying on the mic. That was Sydney versus Newcastle in January.
There you go. If you ever have problems with the ground announcer at Sydney FC, you know who to blame.
Yes. It's like, just, and if you have your complaints, tell someone else. Now, anyway, back to this game as Lena Karmas, and she was expecting a run down the far side and was not getting it. Now, Gulabovsky, who has not done a lot, if anything, wrong. Sometimes that's the life of a goalkeeper. She's conceded 3 times. Not really her fault, any of them, I think. But she's actually done well, the youngster, since coming into the starting lineup.
Yeah, she has been preferred over Johnston, as you say. Obviously got the start, I believe, when she was out with her wedding.
Yes, correct.
And she seems to be the pick over it. And I think, yeah, despite the draw and the loss, she hasn't done too much wrong. They have been good goals against her, and I think she's definitely one that we'll have to look for in the future.
Yes. So that and another part of that APIA you've set up. If you follow APIA on socials, you'll up the APIA women's accounts on socials. You'll notice when they post their youth results, it's mostly wins. So there's a reason for that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think a club that just has a great culture all around is these players want to stay at this club.
Yes. And as I say, someone who does NPL social media, when your girls play APIA, it's like, oh no, this is not going to be the fun part of the job. Anyway, that's another tangent. But it's APIA on the move, and now towards Leda, and Leda gets the quick shot away, and it's across the face of goal, and it drops wide. But again, Capitanelis and Leda, no surprise that they like shooting. Of course they do. If I could kick the ball that hard, I'd like shooting as well. But they're looking, and those front two for APIA working very hard to try and break this deadlock.
Yeah, I think constant threats. They're two players that are going to take a lot of shots, and it will be Ravens trying to limit the amount of shots they can take, because if they do keep letting them take these shots, it's pretty confident that one of them's going to make it in the back of the net eventually.
Yes. It's the battle to watch as APIA chase this. Those two Ravens central defenders, Teal Kilbride and Keisha Allen, up against Talia Capitanellis and Ashley Aletta. So, did I call her Ashley Crofts? Yeah, sorry, James. I'm still good for one of those games. I'll get this right eventually. Old habits die hard. Anyway, tackle there from Frigali.
She's just made too much of a name for herself.
Yes, she did. Yes. Flick on by Karmas, and she chases her own flick on. It does well. Lena Karmas looking to set one up. That's a clean tackle from Paige Hayward. Hayward directing the traffic in front of her. Look, Karmas doesn't give up on anything. Capitanellis cannot trick away past Kilbride, and actually he'll take it back. Well, did you see that? I took my eyes off it. I think Lena Karmas going in a bit late on Hayward.
Yeah, I think she's just come in a little bit late there. Just knocked Hayward to the ground. So it's been called back there, but I don't think anything too bad, too much malice there. Just an unfortunate collision.
No, yeah, definitely no malice on that one as Capitanellis goes back to Jasnos. Chich. Karmas presses once again.
But as APIA try to chase this back, it looks like Ravens are getting some subs ready on the sideline there too.
Okay, so Laura Murtagh has just had a look at it's the laptop. It's not. I'm used to seeing a folder of laminated sheets, but it's the laptop this time with the instructions for Laura Murtagh, and great player to bring off the bench. Had some time. Sorry, I'll get back to you.
As well as their two Jets signings.
Yes.
So
Josie
Allen and Claire Adams. So
this
not something that you want to see from APIA when you're chasing a game.
Yes, but yes. Laura Murtagh, some time away from this competition, but a great pickup by Ravens and Laura Murtagh. The years escape me at this point, but a key factor in one of the recent Rams championship winning seasons. I think it was 2022, where she hit double-figure goal scoring as a winger. So, but yes, Claire Adams and Josie Allen as well. Especially Josie Allen's a great signing. He's got a lot of game time for the Jets over the summer in the A-League. And that's, if I was a tiring defender and I saw Josie Allen getting ready, I'd be like, oh no. But that's why I'm not a player. So, long throw from Roberts. Suniga chases. And great turn by Kachich to get past. Pepino blocks it, so Kachich has to play forward. Again, it's Ravens 3, APIA 1. Eric Subihano on commentary with Emily Arnold. It is about the 63rd minutes here in the Arctic Circle. Ravens, the story of the game so far, a double from their captain, Annie Dachko, plus a goal from Gisela Pepino. That's why they're leading. APIA's only goal so far, courtesy of Sophie Hoban. And Walker, a bit of room, disguises the pass. I think that's Hoban. He's trying to find the space for the shot. Instead, moves it out wide. Here's Golding. It's up. And Frigali was challenging. Good header from Roberts. I think it was at the back post. Capitanellis on the left foot. And she shoots. It curls. And Coleman couldn't take any chances. It's a corner. And Ashley Leder understands the urgency of the situation. Immediately playing it towards the corner flag. And getting in position so that Mia Golding can take this set piece. This would be corner number 7, I think, for the visitors in this evening's game. And brief shout out to Justin Smith, League One men's reporter, but he's tuning in. Appreciate your support, Justin. And Justin says, Emily, you're doing a great job. So,
thank you, Justin. We love the support.
Yes. So, the signal from Golding. The delivery, it's up and headed away by Pepino. Capitanellis. Blocked. Now, Golding down the line. Capitanellis again. Whips it in. It's off. Scamadella, who closed the cross down quickly. You know, Capitanellis can whip a ball in. Scamadella, very much aware of that. Now it's corner number 8. By the way, I mean, I don't know how good you are at multitasking, Emily, but you have to be better than me, obviously, so just 3-2-1 votes. Just got to think of that. Because, yes, it's cold, it's getting cold, we want to get out of here, and we can't keep Mark Snaverlarkus waiting. This is always my worry when you have the latest game. Anyway, the corner comes in,
yeah.
and it's, I think, just, yes, this is, really, these corners just really fiercely contested. That's a nutmeg from Hayward, I think, and a foul, so Hayward has done brilliantly. Another set piece. The set piece tally starting to mount. The Ravens under heavy pressure as APIA try to find a way back into the game. And the signal is, well, we're hearing possibly defender handled the ball as they fell to the synthetic turf. So that will be, it's a left footer. It's either Jasnos or Capitanellis. I think it's Capitanellis on the set piece. Eliza Coleman being very particular, as goalkeepers tend to be, with the two-person wall. And in it goes to the near post and off Hayward for a goal kick. Yes.
Paige Hayward seems to be very insistent that it was a handball there from one of the Ravens players, but she's not rewarded anything. The refs judged that that's come off her last and given the Ravens goal kick.
So,
but I think Liza Coleman has had a very good game here. Of course, only letting the one goal in against a side that knows how to score.
yes.
She's pulled off some excellent saves in this game.
Yeah, including one full stretch one from Talia Capitanellis in the first half. It's Walker. Capitanellis 2 goes at the through ball. Can't link up with either one. It's a goal kick. So, it's going to be substitution time, and the players warming up that we spotted earlier, while APIA, actually, we might, it's days like this, I'm glad we're on the same side as the technical area. I think we're going to see 5 subs at once. So, double sub coming up for APIA Leichhardt first. Jordan Jasnos makes way. Ashley Brodigan comes on to the field. Alyssa Rose is also waiting. Alyssa Rose will replace Paige Hayward. Meanwhile, Mika Suniga leaves the field for the Ravens to be replaced by Laura Murtagh, so one X-Ram replaces another. In fact, we'll have to wait to see Claire Adams. Okay, so just the 3 subs.
Yeah, just tricked us there a little bit. The Ravens had all 3 of them standing up, but they've only brought the one on here, I think.
Yes.
When you
They
are...
have to enter from right in front of us where we are, so they've actually not... Yeah, you'd hope that the officials wouldn't allow a sub from a different... or to enter from a different place, because they're not really supposed to. But anyway, so that's up, and Murtagh, well, has to wait a bit more for... Well, Murtagh's first involvement is to foul. Now, defender and midfielder taken off, 2 midfielders coming on. Is this, for APIA, is this some kind of a change? Because it looks like Murtagh's a straight swap for Suniga. Ravens' perspective on the right side of their attackers. Leder might get all the way through. Ashley Leder, and it's a goal kick. And it's the kind of defending that doesn't appear on the stats. Teal Kilbride, that's not. It's put the APIA captain off her shot there. In fact, actually, maybe not. I think Capitanellis has gone to left back. So, after Jordan Jasnos' departure, and so Capitanellis showing her versatility, started as a forward, now she's a left back. So Ashley Brodigan now up front alongside Ashley Leder, and this is a great run here. There's a penalty. It's a penalty and a chance for APIA to get back into the game. A foul on the far side of the field, and just like that, one ball over the top, and it's led to this spot kick.
Yeah, Ravens bench aren't too happy about that call, but the refs judged that as a foul on Hoban, and
now it is Ashley Brodigan just off the bench, and she's one-on-one with Eliza Coleman. This is a big moment in the match of the round. Here we go. Brodigan puts it top ends. That is a sensational penalty. It's Ravens 3, APIA Leichhardt 2. She opened a body up. Coleman read the intentions, but no chance of reaching that spot kick. And M, well, if it wasn't game on before, it is now.
Yeah, correctly judged there from Eliza Coleman. Went the right way, but yeah, just too powerful there, right in the top corner. Exactly what you want to see from your striker when taking penalty.
For Ashley Brodigan, that is goal number 3 of the league campaign. And also, if I remember correctly, it's also the second time this season she scored at that particular end of the Arctic Circle, because she scored in APIA's 4-0 win over Spirit earlier this season, back when it was warm. So.
And as we highlighted at the start of the game, usually quite a few goals between these teams. We've had 5 in total so far. And
anyone betting against there being more goals is braver than I am. There we go. There's another corner, APIA. Sensing that the momentum is with them. That's corner number 9. Now, there we go. KPI met. The set piece delayed because of the referee trying to just keep an eye on the push and something in the 6-yard box. Happens once every game. So, now we'll see the corner come in. Good delivery as well, and not headed away. There's a chance to get it back into the mixer, and then just always a difficult task to get the ball through the crowd. Angela Deporbay swiveling that gigantic lens to take more shots. So shout out to the photographers. I don't know if you've ever paid attention to them, but you need different equipment for long range and up close. So generally they'll have a small camera for the close range stuff, and then the big lens, and then they've got to switch between them depending on where the ball is. It's quite impressive.
Yes, I will say I have tried my hand at photography, and it is hard work.
Yeah,
so
hard. Yes.
Very good credit to all the photographers out there.
APIA on the move. Low cross flipped up in the air. Dachko with the header away. Now, Brodigan. Clearance there possibly by Scamardella. There we go. Set for an exciting finish here in the 73rd minute at the Arctic Circle. It's Ravens 3, APIA 2. Eric Subihano in commentary with Emily Arnold in the brief summary so far, as that will go out of play as Annie Dachko opened the scoring for the Ravens. The equaliser for APIA still in the first half, came from Sophie Hoban, and then just before halftime, Gisela Pepino scored to put Ravens 2-1 up. Annie Dachko scored again, bundling the ball home from close range in the second half to give Ravens a 3-1 lead, but that was followed swiftly by a penalty from Ashley Brodigan of APIA to make it 3-2. And in NPL Women's New South Wales meetings between these two teams, that makes it 31 goals in roughly 6 3/4 matches. A fixture that brings the goals. As Coleman wants to go short, and Roberts, a bit of a very nervous-looking pass, looping it up to Kilbride. But Ravens might have worked out in the end. Great turn from Pepino, and then Karmas link up with that ball, and Lobo plays it long. Pepino, overlapping run coming from Roberts, and Pepino will go from range. One hop off the synthetic turf and into the breadbasket for Jacinta Gulabovsky. Goes long towards midfield. Ball. Make it stick. Here's Walker. Now Fragale. Leda on the half turn, brings in Golding. That overlapping run. Golding crosses, and attacking it's Brodigan. And Brodigan couldn't make contact. It escaped Capitanellis at the back post as well. So it remains 3-2 to APIA. Substitution coming up. Yes, the pink bib is up, and this, we are going to see a Gladesville Ravens debut for Claire Adams. Just finished her A-League duty with Newcastle Jets. And all the paperwork has been done to get her registered in time, and I am so glad I am not responsible for any of that paperwork. So that is another story. And it's Adams replacing McNulty. Good shift on the left side of the attack by Hannah McNulty and Claire Adams, who, by the way, has a long-range goal in her, to say the least. It's one of my earliest memories. Claire Adams was 15 playing for Emerging Jets 4 years ago and scored from about 45 yards out against Manly United at Lake Macquarie. And then I remembered the name from then on, basically. So, as Capitanellis is fouled, and despite any protestations, it's going to be a yellow card, and Claire Adams' first touch is a foul that results in a booking. Yes. Well, I'm taking the commentator's curse to new areas with that one. I'm sorry, Claire.
I don't know what that means, but that was Chris said. He said spa. I don't know.
Coach is having a little bit of a discussion there about what the card was about.
Yes, it's like I said, Y1, unsporting conduct. I've read the yellow fences. That's the one it is. That's the one most of them are. I like to keep things simple. Anyway, free kick coming in, and it's over the wall, but it's easy for Coleman. Capitanellis not quite striking that the way that she wanted.
Yeah, it did seem like Claire Adams there just did happen to pull the APIA player to the ground, though. So whether that's a little bit of a change between the A-League and NPL that's just taking some time to adjust to.
Okay, now just had a quick look at the YouTube app again. Oh my, the scores. There's a stampede at Camperdown. It is Sydney University 0, Bulls FC Academy 5. Wow.
I am shocked there by that one. Guinea have been on a roll.
There you go. I like to call that the Liz Barwick-Gray effect. As APIA and Brodigan towards Leda, double marked. There's always going to be a tough task to get the better of two defenders there. 78th minute. We've ticked into with Ravens holding on to a 3-2 lead. Don't take your eyes off this one. Everyone watching at home or watching wherever presumably you're warmer than we are here at the Arctic Circle. If you must watch another game, I hope you have a second screen. And APIA on the far side.
Yeah.
Rose direct, and Brodigan's there. Brodigan can't get the touch, and Capitanellis denied by a wonderful lunging tackle at the back post, possibly from Murtagh. I wouldn't want Talia Capitanellis trying to blast the ball at me from 4 yards out, and Eliza Coleman bailed out by some good team defending. So corner coming in. APIA's corner tally now in double figures, but it's the goal tally they're concerned about the most, and Abdul Salam of Football New South Wales Media in position to capture what happens next. He's done a great job, doing a great job, and we've got a lot of good Instagram people. We've got a great team this year. It's not just the commentators and the photographers, as Golding the latest delivery, and it's missed by the keeper. It's up for grabs. Little slap with the ball by Coleman, and can they turn it over the line? Kachich, still Kachich. How has this not gone in? And after all that, Walker prods it wide. And Ravens, their fans, mostly to the right of our filming position, can breathe a sigh of relief. Is there any point trying to sum up that last phase of play?
I think definition of a scramble in the box right there. I think lot of legs, lot of shots, and it's just about getting defenders behind the ball there for Ravens.
Didn't mean to go around the grounds to the other games, but yes, in Rudy Hill, Wanderers 4, Spirit 0, and at Emerton, Rangers 0, Hills United 1. So, and might do the earliest full-time scores when I get a moment, as that's a nice tackle from Annie Dachko, met by the cheers from the Ravens fans, and Dachko wants to play the killer pass, but Murtagh will never reach that one, by the way, the early kickoff, the 3 p.m. kickoff at Dapto today was Stingrays 0, Manly 1. Yesterday, the league leaders UNSW beat MacArthur Rams by 1-0 at the Village Green. Actually, that's a great venue name, the Village Green. One of my favourite venue names in football. And last night it was Northern Tigers 3, Sydney Olympic 1.
Yeah, with UNSW through with that win, APIA is going to be looking to get the goals back here and try close that distance between UNSW, because a loss here will put UNSW 4 points ahead of them.
Let's see now. That's APIA goal kick. And every second counts for APIA now. Almost into the final 10 minutes. They're still chasing this game. You know, APIA, like them, they'll chase this to the very end. By the way, it's Bulls leading 6-0 over Sydney Uni now. And my friend Lockie having lots of goals for his birthday celebration at Camperdown. Without giving away too much, gotta love a venue with a bar in the grandstand. Now. Mark Stavrolakis just giving us all the reminder message for 3-2-1 votes. Yeah, I know. I'm thinking, Mark, but this game's too dynamic. Em and I can't finalise our decision just yet. So
too much going on in this game right here.
A lot going on, and it's so much. In fact, I just tried to do the admin in this game. I just realised, I don't know who Claire Adams came on for, but. To see where she's. Oh no, McNulty! I did say it. I just spotted it at the time, and there we go. And then I immediately forgot it. Yes. Anyway, Ravens free kick. Now Hamas heads, flags up. The flags up, offside against the Ravens. So.
Yeah, a lot going on in this game, and a lot at stake right now.
Walker can't quite run it out. Needs Capitanois to provide some assistance, but Pepino's chasing. Kachij. So comfortable on the ball. And then Capitanois off balance as he tried to clear, and there's sprayed that into the spectator area. So. Down the line. When in doubt, chuck it down the line. Capitanelis does not get the decision she wants. Now, did Karmas back in successfully? No. Escapes her at the end. So, goal kick, and Gulabovsky wants to hurry. Still important. Even though time is of the essence for APIA, still got to be accurate with those passes. Decent flick from Walker, but hoops it off last. Off APIA last for a Ravens throw. We're at that time of the game, man. Even the throw-ins get cheered. As Pepino. It's a bit early to shout to the corner surely. Anyway, it's Murtagh. Okay. Murtagh gets across in. Kachij stops it. Kachij towards Led, who's very outnumbered. Adams settles it back. And Allen just a bit of a boot to nobody here.
Yeah, tempers are heightened on this pitch right now. A lot of the players contesting every call. I think both teams clearly want this win, and they're not happy with any calls that are going against them.
Capitanos looking up, first time ball, but Dachko, the captain, central midfield. Another timely touch in addition to the 2 goals she scored today. Capitanos forward, Walker can turn. There's options in front of her, and she splits the difference between the 2 Ashleys. And it goes through to Coleman. Coleman now in that full game management mode is going to run every possible split second off the clock, before she picks it up as Ravens lead by 3 goals to 2 in the 84th minute here. Coleman misplays that. Oh, I do like to plug next week's games if I give a chance, but might need the play to stop first, which might take a while as Brodigan attacks, and now Fergali chases. Fergali, great skill, and Fergali cut back. Leder turns, Ashley Leder, and too many Ravens in the way. Lorbo, Hoban. Now, Walker. Now that's runoff. I just want to fact check. Emily, are you calling on Sunday 17th Olympic versus Rangers at the Crest?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay, so that's, yes. So, yep, next time you can hear Emily's dulcet tones, Sunday 17th of May, 5:40 p.m. at the Crest, Sydney Olympic, hosting the Rangers. And as for myself, my next game is Sunday 17th of May, 5 p.m., where it's my turn to go to the Sydney University football ground. I'm calling Sydney University versus Western Sydney Wanderers. And as there's a Ravens player needing treatment. Now, the rest, of course, you can watch those games the same way you're watching this one on the Football New South Wales YouTube channel and other. As it's time for Cramp to be stretched out. It's been a very intense game, so I'm not surprised. And the rest of next weekend's action. So the next weekend's NPL women's action starts Saturday, 16th of May, 3 p.m. from this venue, the Arctic Circle, Spirit hosting UNSW. Then Sunday, 17th of May, 2:40 p.m. It's Bulls FC Academy against Manly United. Sunday, 17th at 3 p.m. MacArthur Rams versus Northern Tigers. I believe that's our friend Annabelle Banfield calling that game. Oh, it's match of the round, so that'll be all the team. Annabelle Banfield, Maeve Sparrow, all the good stuff. And then Sunday, 17th of May, 4:50 p.m., it's APIA Leichhardt hosting Illawarra Stingrays, Nicola Poster, the Serbian Martin Tyler, Nicola Poster in commentary, and Angela DePulpe with the photographs. And what game haven't I said? Oh, Sunday, 17th of May, 5:30 p.m. from Valentine Sports Park is Hills United versus Gladesville Ravens. Yep, that's the next 7. And next weekend's League One women's match of the round, Sunday 17th of May, 5 p.m. from Marconi Stadium Field 2. It's Marconi Stallions up against Camden Tigers. Now, of course, this will add to the stoppage time. Talia Capitanella is getting a well-known drink and probably some instructions from Brad Attard. Now, there's going to be a double substitution, so that looks like Josie Allen and Coravia. Coravia was actually playing in the under-23 game just before this one, which APIA Leichhardt won by 3-1. Turned up in time to see an Imogen Lane long-distance banger and a good header from Dolly Farber, by the way, for APIA. Now, Giselle Pepino, she's had a great game. Possibly not moving quite the freest, but that's understandable. She's put a lot of effort out there. So Pepino, one of the players to make way. So Josie Allen can come on for her Ravens debut. And the other player to make way is Coravia. And yes. My eyes are not that good, so I can't tell who's... It's the injured player who Coravia is replacing. Anyway. Roberts. 88th minute here, but...
I believe that is Scamardella on the far side.
Good spot. Yeah, that's... Going off hair color, that makes the most sense. So, yep, I will go with that for now. M. That's better than any guess I could have made. So, Via. You know, it's that time of year. Coravia's wearing gloves. And where are my gloves? Anyway, it's a challenge for next week. Lena Karmas. Great ball, and Motag's offside.
Yep.
But Karmas threaded it through anyway.
She's still going to place that in the back of the net, take off a little bit of time there. I think we can clearly see Ravens doing a little bit of time wasting here.
Now, Roberts winning the header. Throw-in coming from Walker. Now, this couldn't quite get header for Allen, but Allen, a fierce competitor, and gave Kachich something to think about. Now, Rose strides forwards. Is there one last twist for this game?
Just rebounded off the ref
yes.
there. That's...
And yes, Josie Allen. Well, that's a fierce competitor. She wants to contest everything. The laws of the game say it's an uncontested drop ball. I like that.
Yes, I think she is an extremely fierce competitor.
Yes.
For anyone who has watched her in the NPL, she has quite the fiery attitude.
Yes. in the A-League.
Sorry?
She's had it good through Jets Academy and the Jets A-League setup.
Yeah.
Josie Allen really developing well as a player. By the way, it's a case of 1, 2, 3, 4, high five at Rudy Hill, Wanderers 5, Spirit 0. And now it's Allen. Now Roberts has it deflected off Kapatanelis Motag, who just settle for the corner. Almost seems to stoppage time. How much? I don't know. So, no fourth official in this Compton Finals. Great header from Karmis, and the shot comes in. It's not quite the clean contact, possibly because it was broken up by Fragale. Now we'll just go till Nina Cortese blows the whistle. Big run from Hoban, through ball to Walker. Mona Walker, and deflected out for corner number 11.
Going to be one of the last chances here, you would assume. We haven't had too much stoppage time in this game.
Okay.
Obviously, we did have the subs this half.
Corner comes in, and strong header at the near post away by Dachko, the captain, leading by example, but he's got to be alert. Second cross comes in again. That's defended at the front post by the Ravens. And just anywhere will do for now. As Rose. And Rose, not much time left. It's just got to go into the blender. But behind Brodigan, actually, handball as well. By the way, full time at Poppendetta Park. A massive win for the women of the Hills. Hills United have defeated Rangers by 1-0. So that's big. That's a big result involving the teams in the lower extremities of the league. Great header from Kachich, but Hall so actually slices it, but fortuitously goes to Roberts. And charged down by Walker and cannot keep that in play. We've had about 90 seconds of time added on. I'd expect at least 90 seconds more, although wasn't sure what conversations the assistant nearest to us had, if any, regarding time added on with 4. Yes. I was like,
sorry.
You're trying to hold up your long sleeve obscured the fingers. Yes, it is that time of year. I am used to these kinds of conversations. So, minimum of 4 minutes time to be added on by the referee, Nina Cortese. APIA getting closer and closer towards the goal. This league has a tendency to provide late drama. Is there one more? APIA certainly hope so. Hachich. Now Walker. Headed away by Kilbride. Cheech. It's very, very deep here. And Lobo will shoot and is dipping, but not in time. Coleman had it covered. And a little bit more time will run off the clock. Eliza Coleman in no hurry to take this goal kick. And yes,
Ashley Letter setting
Eliza
up the goal kick there, but...
And in fact, Eliza Coleman, well, the game management yellow card at the end of the game when the keeper's team is leading by a goal. So Eliza Coleman, a late entry into the referee's notebook. Honestly, watching Eliza Coleman procrastinate over this goal kick is like watching me with any adult responsibilities. Anyway, Dachko clears it. So we've had 3 of the minimum 4 minutes of allotted time. Now or never, you'd think, for APIA. Roberts, great concentration to bring it out of the night sky. They'll play it forward. Kachich, we get one more chance at least to play it forward. Fragale, the pressure's arriving. Walker direct, and that is just going to be Eliza Coleman's ball. And Coleman, again, just waiting to be pressed by Letta before picking up the ball. Coleman, yeah, no subtlety here, no risk-taking, just up and towards midfield. Karmis turns on the ball. That's great from Karmis. Now, how much ambition does he have? Does he just want to get it as far away from the goal as possible? Kachicha intercepts, could be a 50-50 coming up. Roberts just decides the little veranda The awning to our right's the safest place. APIA haven't taken that from the right place. So, anyway, any time. We're really at the discretion of the referee now. Remember, it's a minimum of 4 minutes. A minimum, that's the important bit. Josie Allen getting close to a yellow card, but she's gotten away with it. Held on by Walker. Now, Kilbride bombs it forwards. Here we go. Very late in the day or late in the night here. Kilbride with another touch. Brodigan forwards, and Allen clears. Walker. Now, Rose. I said 5 minutes of time that on. Rose goes direct, and there's Dachko with a touch and room to run. Dachko has support. It's Karmas. And now Karmas. They just want to keep the ball to Ravens, and that is that. It's a big 3 points for Gladesville Ravens. They've defeated APIA Leichhardt by 3-2. It's their second consecutive win, and that's going to help them move away from the lower half of the table. So their finals ambitions definitely not dead. Of course, we're still in the first half of the season, and what a game we've had here. A 5-goal thriller for the match of the round. The scoring started in the first half when the Ravens captain Annie Dachko scored with a neat left-footed finish. APIA scored an equaliser in the first half, a goal from Sophie Hoban. And then just before halftime, Gisela Pepino made it 2-1 to APIA Leichhardt. Ravens would lead by 3-1 after Annie Dachko scored her second of the game. There was an interesting finish when Ashley Brodigan scored for APIA from the spot to make it 3-2. And then plenty of thrills and spills after that penalty, but no more goals. And it finishes with 3 goals and 3 points for the Ravens. Emily, bit of a stitch up here. Can you sum up what we've just seen?
I think we've seen a great game of football here. I think we had a very fiery end to that game, but I think it was a good game of football in total. I think it was a very fast moving game of football, true. And I think one of the better games that we've seen this season.
Yes, so for these two teams, next up for the Ravens, they're away to Hills United in 7 days' time, 5:30 p.m. kickoff that, while next up for APIA Leichhardt, they're at home to Illawarra Stingrays in 7 days' time. That's a 4:50 p.m. kickoff at Lambert Park, the home of Sydney's best barista. And just one more reminder, our next commentary gigs on the Sunday 17th, I'm calling Sydney University versus Western Sydney Wanderers, 5 p.m. kickoff there, while Emily on Sunday the 17th is calling Sydney Olympic versus Rangers, 5:40 p.m. kickoff for that one at the Crest. It's getting cold and we've got to send 3-2 on void, so it's time to get out of here. We hope you've loved our coverage of the NPL Women's New South Wales Match of the Round. So on behalf of Emily Arnold, Football New South Wales, our broadcast partner Sportscast, and today's camera operator Nelson, it's Eric Subihano signing off from the Arctic Circle. Enjoy the rest of your Mother's Day and hope you enjoy the rest of Female Football Week, which runs until Sunday the 17th. The final score here in the Arctic Circle is Gladesville Ravens 3, APIA Leichhardt 2. Good night.